Hi everyone, this is Adrian,
And I'm Carrie.
and for this episode, we are gonna talk about Neroli Sauvage by Creed. Did I pronounce it right? Ever since I've got introduced to Creed, I have high expectations of it because it's definitely a luxury brand. So when I've tried it on, I think it should be these three things: beautiful, potent, and long lasting, or however. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, those three things.
Okay, so it meets those three things. Maybe not like all 5 stars, but it's a very beautiful scent.
It is, it really
And
is.
okay, so it smells like oranges, not quite. It's supposed neroli means.
It's the flowers of the bitter orange.
Okay, so it's not the same as the orange fruit. But it does smell like an orange. It's just different that way, and you gotta smell it to tell the difference. Does it have some spices in it?
Not really, but I'll talk about what it does have in a minute.
Okay, you know what? Tell me now. I mean, like, cause I'm excited.
Okay, so the notes in this are actually very simple.
Okay,
For top notes, it has grapefruit and bergamot.
okay,
For the middle, and this is funny because the name of it is neroli, but the middle notes are neroli and verbena. Verbena there's various types of verbena, and this one uses lemon verbena.
Okay.
It's a flowering plant. But then the base note is what really sets this one up to be a very successful and somewhat long-lasting and intriguing scent, and it's ambergris.
ambergris.
Ambergris. You're
Like
familiar
amber with.
No. It's
No, I was just thinking of the word ambergris and then
right.
like amber.
Well, it's French, and
Oh.
and it does in a way mean gray amber because it has a smell of amber to some people at least, and it's usually in its natural occurring form. It's a kind of a grayish color.
Okay.
Ambergris is a natural occurring substance, and ambroxan was come up with in a lab back in the 60s and stuff to try to approximate ambergris. And essentially, ambergris all on its own doesn't have much of a fragrance, but it helps to support and hang on to fragrances. So the delicate notes like the neroli and the verbena, which would probably be top notes and wither away in 15 to 30 minutes in most fragrances, the ambergris actually holds on to and gives a kind of a powdery, somewhat spicy sort of a feel, and it hangs on, it helps it to hang on to the skin for a lot longer. So that's what you're feeling as the spicy notes. But it also allows notes that are really delicate and usually go away quickly to linger on for quite some time.
Wow, because it does. I mean, I tell you right now, anyone can pull this off, guys or girls.
It's unisex.
It's unisex. It's beautiful. It really is. And how I'm happy about it is that like I was meeting like a brother of mine, Jose. And, I applied it like in such a way that like it's not overpowering. It's like a total of 8 cents applied during duration because I took the train to visit him. And when we were about like 2 chairs apart, he knows it, and it's like, what is that? And it's like, and it's just in his eyes. It's like the eyes got wide. It's like, what is that? See, and that's what I want from a fragrance, especially if it's expensive. You get noticed, but at the same time, it's not like everybody and in the train notices you, which is that's not what I want. I don't want the wrong attention either. So.
Yeah. And this one definitely, one of the things that sets this up to be a successful fragrance is it uses beautiful and delicate notes, and with the ambergris, it is able to allow those to persist and have a little bit of a underpinning of something maybe spicy. You know how ambroxan sort of tickles your nose? This probably does that, but in a slightly different way, just because it is different than ambroxan, but part of the way that ambroxan works and stuff is holding on to other scents so that they evaporate a little bit more slowly. and that gives them a sort of a powdery or gingery sort of a note. And with this, it definitely gives a little bit of a powdery, spicy note.
Yeah. And I think, everybody, like, no, I wouldn't say everybody, because I don't think everyone really likes the same thing. But it's very pleasing.
It is.
It is very pleasing that it's a very safe bet, that you're not going to offend someone. It's just a very beautiful fragrance, Anyway, enough gushing. But when was this introduced?
This came out in 1994, so it's been around for a while.
Oh, wow. Like during the time when Lou DC showed up
Yeah.
and Aqua di Gio.
Right.
Okay, so what
But
was going on?
they have nothing to do with each other.
Oh, nothing.
No.
Okay. So
No, Creed doesn't really try to copy the rest of the market. It comes up with its own types of fragrances, and until probably the last maybe 10-15 years, Creed was always a luxury brand, but maybe not quite as well known in the mainstream perfumery.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if it's above a certain pay grade, it's not known until like you introduce it to the masses.
Yeah,
But
it's always been a luxury brand.
But I think everyone should at least have one. And if I were to suggest a fragrance, like I said, that's safe, that like is gonna be a crowd pleaser, it would be this one. And like I said, you don't need to impress a whole train of people, just like certain few people that you like in your life.
Well, there's a couple other Creeds that are really, really nice also, that if you had to pick one Creed to buy, and these are deep pocket fragrances. So for most people, you probably want to get to know a few different ones with some samples, and then choose the one that really fits best for you. Blind buying a Creed, I don't recommend.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah,
That's
it's a lot of money to put out to have something that after 4 or 5 times wearing it, you find that it doesn't really work for you. But you can get samples and wear it 4 or 5, maybe 10 times and stuff, and see how it does for you.
Okay.
Before sinking in the real investment in something like Creed.
Okay. Well, see you guys next time.
Bye. If you like what we do here, and if you have any questions, leave a like and a comment, and we'll be glad to address your comments. And hopefully, we'll get to fragrances that interest you. If this isn't one that you were had on your radar.
Okay.
Bye.